I was broke at 53 or 4 years old, 7 years ago or so, right? I went from being super, very wealthy for my standards I'd ever thought.
Yeah.
Was doing 225 million revenues and very, the most net worth I'd ever had. And we're, worth a lot at the time, my wife and I, my family, right? And I had two big mistakes that happened in 2 out of 9 companies back then that took me down to negative net worth. My business had no value after I had these big losses.
Yeah.
So I had lots of debt and no real value and negative net worth.
How'd you get out of it mentally?
A lot of net worth to negative net worth, right?
Yeah.
And so, and those are the things I think we can learn the most from, the stories that we can learn the most from.
Yeah. What's the difference between you and the guy who just crumbles? I mean, mentally, what did you do to get past that?
Well, I think it's a blessing when you start from nothing. When you start with nothing, as I did, you know what it's like. And if you're in good shape and your mind's in good shape, you know that, hey, you know what, I'm back to nothing, and maybe worse than nothing.
Yeah.
But you know what, I know I've got all these blessings of wisdom. I can get it back.
Yeah.
And so basically for me, I don't sleep for a few days or maybe a couple weeks until I figure out the roadmap ahead.
Yeah.
Once I figure out the roadmap ahead, which in this case took me probably a couple weeks, I focused on that roadmap. My team focused on the roadmap. We downsized a lot we went from 225 million in revenues to 70 million in revenues, but it was revenues and business that we knew inside and out. It was higher margin, low risk, high margin business that we knew well.
Yeah.
Paving asphalt, paving concrete, the things that we did well. Got rid of all these other businesses that we were in that probably weren't that good at anyway. The risk and reward was not a very good balance in those businesses anyway. And then we kind of started all over. And today we're 4 times, 5 times that size in 7 years. I focused on paying down debt and promised my bank. I said, because they could have shut the doors on me.
Yeah.
I said, we're going to pay down 100% of debt before my wife and I and my family take anything, before I buy a new car, before I improve my, make improvements on my house, do anything, right?
Yeah.
So it took about 5 years to pay back, $35 million of the debt, and 100% of my profits went to that. And the nice thing about when you lose that much money is you don't have to pay tax for a while.
Yeah.
You got all these losses.
You can drive on the roads and not pay the tax?
How about that? Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
As long as you lost enough money first to get to that point.
Yeah, right.
And I did. So that's how we were. And within 5 years, all our debt was paid off. And today our businesses operate really with virtually no debt or very little debt.
Yeah. So when I think about that, if you were to be the today Gary, and you were to sit down with the 20-year-old Gary, what would you tell that Gary if I'd have known then what I know now? What would be the big takeaway you'd give him? So
my son is the CEO of all our companies today. My daughter is the CEO of one of our companies, one of our bigger companies. And then I've got all these other leaders. We got 14 companies, and those lessons are told often to them, right? Stick with what you know best. Stay in your wheelhouse. Don't go after high risk, high dollar, low risk work, or high dollar, high risk, work. Go after, don't go after the revenues. Go after the good profitable work with less risk, right? And that's what we do today. So we turn away a lot of stuff. We don't do everything for everybody.
Yeah.
We work for mostly big facilities owners all over the country and now all over the world. And that's our customer. So it's Walmart's, Home Depot's, Lowe's, Prologis, Link, Blackstone. It's the biggest industrial building owners, biggest retail owners, multifamily are our customers.
Yeah.
And we serve them really well. And we believe in some things we are the best in the world at. In other things that we do, we think we're striving to be best in the world, and if we focus on that, we'll get there. And the cool thing is, it's not just about paving. We focus on the customers that we believe are the best customers. We want blue chip customers. We focus on hiring the best people, the blue chip talent, right, in our business. Hopefully, we're paying them more. Their bonus opportunities are more. Their partnership opportunities are more. That's what keeps them interested in being on our team.
Yeah.
But my thing is, we brought technology on a consistent basis over the last 20, 25 years to industries that aren't too familiar with technology. So about 20 years ago, we discovered 3D technology in paving. And we're one of the leaders in paving concrete and asphalt with 3D technology, right? Recently, about 7 years ago, my son brought really AI to our attention and how we could use artificial intelligence to take our business to another level and serve our industry like nobody in the world does.
Yeah.
And that's become our probably most valuable company today. That idea to solve our customers' problems faster and better with information in the cloud and data our customers would love, right? Could love to have, and will also save them hundreds of millions of dollars when they're big customers. That business and the data we supply in that business is called Site Technology today, is one that your friend, Phoenix, let's say, we would save them tens of millions of dollars for a SaaS product that cost maybe $1 million or $2 million a year, I'm guessing, for a company like that size.
Yeah.
They'll save tens of millions of dollars using this SaaS product that we built.
Yeah.
Using artificial intelligence, using the best engineering we can find in facilities, roofing, paving, facades. And again, it's my son's idea to take the engineering I was giving away back then to earn national customers.
That's a huge thing.
Well,
The things that information. I mean, people fail to recognize that information, by and large, is the best thing that you can sell once you already have something else established. Everybody wants the information. I'm going back now to the Mayo Clinic, and I remember, and I don't know the inside scoop of this story because I was sitting there having coffee with a tech futurist, and he was the one that recommended this to them. But they were looking for new avenues for revenue, and he said, "You should sell your information." What do you mean? And that's when like the Mayo Clinic CD-ROM came out. Wow. Also, this is like pre-WebMD or whatever. And at first they were reluctant to do that sort of thing. But in essence, you're doing this anyway, and now you found a way to get great margin. That's got to be huge margins.
Yeah, it's 50% margin in this business.
Yeah.
Now, it wasn't originally. Originally, it was lots of cash. I invested a lot of cash in this thing. My son did as well, to get this thing off the ground. But basically what it is, I gave away civil engineering and structural engineering to my customers, Walmart and many others, Home Depot and many other customers. We basically gave away the best engineering we can find in the world to help them guide them on how to maintain their pavements and their roofs longer term, extend the life with better products, better mixed designs in concrete, better mixed designs in asphalt, using fibers and all different cool things that the world has been discovering, but America wasn't. Yeah. Problem with American engineering when it comes to my industry, when it comes to pavements, it's very antiquated. It's antiquated because unions in union markets do not want to increase life expectancy. They want it less because labor relies on replacing this.
Planned obsolescence.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's a problem we have in America. We have unions and we have lobbyists that are selling cement or steel or fibers or whatever they're selling. They want more of it. And they want it to be used more often, so they don't want it to last forever. Right. So think about the Roman aqueducts and the Roman baths. Yeah. 2,000 years later, they're still there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What the heck did they do? What kind of concrete did they make there? What was that mixed design like? Nobody in America was asking. Yeah. Well, guess what? My friends in Germany and Latvia and Israel were asking, and they figured it out. So we, the Rayby Group of companies, started giving this engineering to our customers, saying, "You want concrete to last maybe 100 or 200 years and possibly 2,000 years? We got some mixed designs that are consistent with what the Romans used, the ingredients, the recipe that the Romans used."
Not to mention, it just sounds cool as a marketing idea.
But it's really cool. But anyway, so guess what? So our customers started using fiber in their concrete that acted like horsehair that the Romans used. Yeah. Our customers started using chemicals in the concrete that densified it, made it denser, stronger, higher PSI that the Romans used, but they didn't use chemicals. They used animal blood. Wow. They used blood for they could do this. They didn't have whatever we watch, right? Exactly. So so either way, that's so again, what we do today, we mimic the longest lasting concrete in the world and try to duplicate that engineering.